So in this problem, we're told that the function f is defined by the equation above. And then we're asked, which of the following is the graph of y equals minus f of x in the xy plane? And so we're told that f of x is equal to 2 raised to the x plus 1. And so basically what they're telling us is that minus f of x is one of these functions. And so they're giving us f of x, and we got to determine which of these is minus f of x. So first, let's transform f of x into minus f of x. So if this is f of x, and we're just doing a minus in front of it, all we got to do is add a minus in front of our function. So it's going to become minus, and then since you're doing it to the whole thing, it's going to be in parentheses. So what we got to do is expand it out. So minus f of x is going to be equal to minus 2 raised to the x, and then minus times plus 1 is just going to be minus 1. So this is going to be minus f of x. So now let's determine which of these is minus f of x. So the best way to do that is to plug in values for x and then see if our line actually goes through it. So I think the easiest value to plug in first would just be to plug in 0. Because if we plug in 0, anything raised to the 0 is 1. So let's plug in 0. So minus f of 0 is going to be equal to minus 2 to the 0 minus 1. And then we can find out, so 2 to the 0 is just 1. And then so we have this minus in front, so minus 1. And then we minus 1, right? Which is going to be minus 2. So when we plug in 0 for x, we get minus 2y. So this point, the line on our graph must go through it. So let's determine whether or not these go through it. So if we look at a, this would be 0, minus 2. It doesn't go through it, so it can't be a. B, this would be 0, minus 2, doesn't go through it. C, 0, minus 2 is right here, and it does go through it. So C is an option. Let's look at D. And so if we look at D, this is 0, minus 2, and it doesn't go through it. So based on that, C is going to be the only one that goes through this point. So it's going to be the only one that can actually be this function. And so based off that, the answer to this problem is going to be C.